man, ask away.
All right.
I don't know if you guys have like a format or anything, but I'll let you take it since you're the host.
Yeah, sometimes they give me questions and shit, but they didn't really this time, so I'm just kind of like, eh.
This mysterious they.
Yeah,
they give you questions.
I like to call them
the Jews, surely.
I call them my corporate overlords, but they're not really corporate.
I doubt they're overlords either.
Yeah. Well, you know, a boy can dream. How long have you been doing your podcast for?
Yeah. Well, we've been kind of experimenting with it for a while, but we started doing that full time in, I believe, March of this year.
What's one of your favorite things about doing your podcast?
I don't know. It's definitely nice at the end of the week. You've had this like long, frustrating week, and you're like, I really just want to yell at somebody, but I don't want to actually like hurt an innocent person.
Yeah.
So I'll just yell at their recorded version. That's fine. No one's getting hurt in this. Unless they see it, and then it's like, oh, shit. But it is nice to have that combination of, and that balancing act of doing comedy on top of debunking something. Mm-hmm. So that's been nice. And, of course, it's a pure masochist torture session, and by the end, we're pretty much dead in the brain, but... You know, them's the breaks.
I like that. Masochist torture session. That's fantastic. What do you think about Donald Trump?
What do I think about Trump? I think that he is unfit to be our next president, but that being said, I have defended him on many an occasion, and this is pretty well documented. I think that it goes both ways for the most part, but what frustrates me is there's a lot of legitimate criticism, and so many people miss the mark. So not only do I have to criticize this person, I have to defend him from this fallacious bullshit, because it actually is very damaging to my side's credibility.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, I don't think that no matter how bullshit a lot of that criticism is, I don't think it has outweighed how much I personally dislike Donald Trump. But that's a personal thing. But that's the thing. In this community, it is pretty hush-hush for the most part. A lot of people do expect you to be on board the Trump train if you talk about a couple subjects.
Yeah.
As if, and that's also a thing I don't like. I don't like that people try to put me in a box. People have this expectation of what I do with my life and my vote. And these are people who will constantly talk about freedom and individualism. And I think it's a complete joke. I think that if there's anyone who would throw away those values at the first sign of trouble, it's those who proclaim it and virtue signal about it the loudest.
Yeah.
You can't champion individualism when you're so blatantly a collectivist. Well, whatever. That answer kind of cut away from the main point.
Yeah, that was a good answer. I enjoyed that because it's true. There's a lot of valid criticisms about Trump that get completely missed. Oh, go ahead.
I don't expect people to agree with me. If you want to vote for Donald Trump, that's your vote. Like I believe in that freedom. All I ask for is the right to talk about this without people throwing a hissy fit. Like, yeah. Can we all just kind of get along a little better? We don't need to tear each other apart because you happen to be voting for someone else for president. It's fucking absurd.
I gotta ask this: who do you think would win in a fist fight, Donald Trump or Obama?
I think you gotta put some factors in there. There was this fucking show on, I think, Animal Planet or something, where they like pitted animals against each other and they weighed in all the factors. They need to do that with this, clearly.
That would
Because
awesome.
Obama would be much quicker on his feet, but Trump's got this upper body brawn. I'm just trying to think what would be more useful. I'd probably go with Obama, honestly, because I don't think Trump's ever been in a fight. But
yeah,
that's just a personal bit of speculation.
Yeah, I kind of think it'd be Obama, but I mean, I could see Trump winning. You know, I could see it, but I kind of think that the advantage is slightly in Obama's favor. He's younger and a little bit leaner.
Well, yeah, there's that.
And I don't know, he looks like he could throw down. Now, Putin and Obama would be pretty cool too. Oh my God! Wouldn't that be a fantastic show?
Imagine if that's how we fought. If that's how we settled our conflicts.
That would be.
We're just gonna arm wrestle over this deal. See what happens.
Or that'd be really cool, and then of course it could be really bad.
Yeah, we need to start electing people on a different basis.
Yeah. I don't know though, that could almost be a better way to elect people than what's going on right now. Who's the better wrestler? Go.
Out of who?
I was thinking everybody, but I guess that wouldn't really work because I mean, what's Hillary gonna do?
That does throw a wrench in the works. Yeah, didn't even think about that.
Sexist.
If you don't think about it, you're sexist, and if you do think about it, you're very sexist. So just you're just sexist.
That's exactly correct. What are some of your favorite YouTubers?
My favorites would probably be Atheism is Unstoppable. I like Amazing Atheist, fine. I like Armored Skeptic. I'll watch a lot of stupid viral videos. Those don't count. And a lot of people that I've featured as guests. I didn't just bring them on to bring them on. I do respect the work they do. And that's always a plus.
What are some of your favorite social issues?
I don't know if I'd call any of these things my favorite. I guess what stands out to me as important, I definitely care about economics. I think foreign policy is important, definitely. And more on a personal note, I've made videos against capital punishment for a while, so I think that's pretty important. And I would say probably reproduction rights as well, and a furtherment of science. I would like to see the government take a more proactive stance on furthering scientific exploration. But that's probably a pipe dream.
Yeah, I've done videos. Some of my first videos I did on a different channel that nobody will probably ever see, were about kind of more about reproductive rights, but also about capital punishment. I don't really agree with it.
In what way?
It's difficult. I don't think that it's necessary.
Well, yeah, there's always that line that it's going to stop other people from committing crimes, but I don't think it has that effect because so few people are actually on death row, statistically, and so few people are killed in these circumstances. So it's rarely being used anyway. You might as well just scrap it. It's obsolete.
Yeah, I think for me too, it's more of a moral thing for me, my own personal morals, than it is anything necessarily logical. I've heard so many stories of innocent people that were on death row that were turned out to be innocent, and then they were released, luckily, or they were killed. And I would much rather have a guilty person incarcerated. Oh shit, still there? Okay. I'd rather have a guilty person
Yeah, I'm here.
thrown in prison for life and not killed than an innocent person potentially killed. You know? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with some of these issues, you can be too much of an idealist. So I think my stance on capital punishment is a tad too idealist, which is to get rid of it completely. I understand that this is something that, if it does happen, it will take a lot of time, and it might not happen at all. Mm-hmm. So what the other thing I've done is advocate for the small steps. So and that mostly pertains to lethal injection. And there was a case last year of the lethal injection dosage. They had some problems with that, and an inmate took an abnormal amount of time to die. And that case was taken to the Supreme Court, and I was following the story, and the Supreme Court, amidst a lot of good decisions that they were making about gay marriage and Obamacare and all that, they really flubbed on this, and they said that did not violate the Eighth Amendment. Even though this guy had clearly suffered and was in agony before his death. So, and to me, that's a real problem. And I see that as a necessary step to working towards getting rid of capital punishment.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen, there's a documentary on Netflix called, I think it's called Fear of 13 or Fear of the Number 13. That was about this guy that spent 20 years on death row and then finally got cleared through DNA. And it was emotional. I didn't cry. I swear to God, I didn't cry. I don't cry when I watch those. I'm a man, okay?
There was a town hall a couple months ago. I remember talking about this, where there had been an inmate on death row he'd been cleared. He was completely innocent, and he was questioning Hillary Clinton on her stance on the death penalty. And I was very bothered by this because she was being very vague and not taking a definitive stance against capital punishment in the face of a man who had been wrongfully accused and had been on death row. So, like, I don't know. I don't know what you can do. If here's the people who make those decisions, and you confront them to their faces about it, and they're still just going to give you a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't see why. There's nothing worth holding on to here.
Hopefully, too, just as science gets better, less and less innocent people will die.
Well, certainly. And at the very least, I would that would be the first thing to prevent. And there's always improvements that can be made in the criminal justice system.
I love your artwork, by the way, too.
Oh yeah. There was a very talented artist. I believe he was from Argentina. Like, yeah, because I had some like pretty stock thing, and I'm like, revamp this shit, bro. And he did.
You should get that tattooed.
Maybe, we'll see. Where should I put it is the real question.
That is the real question. My first thought...
We'll have a poll down below.
It would be somewhat ridiculous, like your forehead.
Ball sack tattoo, perhaps. I don't know. Do those exist? I can't even imagine.
Yeah, that's a good question.
And that's how Reese makes the interview go to shit.
Oh man, I just want to Google that so bad, but I don't.
Hey, that's not safe for work. Ball sack tattoo, images.
I'm like, would it be an easier canvas to work with, or would it be more difficult?
You definitely have an interestingly shaped canvas. It depends on the angle you go from.
You could stretch it out.
It'd be easier from behind. You know, you gotta go from behind, and there's more to work with there.
Yeah. Who do you think's gonna win the election?
Oh, I have no doubt Clinton's gonna win.
Yeah.
I've been keeping track of some polls. Just today, I saw a poll come out, and typically, red state Arizona has flipped in favor of Hillary Clinton.
Oh.
That's insane. Like that. So it's very telling, and we might actually even see a shift of some states that were typically blue might become red, some that were red might become blue. I've spoken to many a conservative who is not happy with the direction their party's gone in, who are willing to either bite the bullet and say, I'm voting for Clinton, we'll get him next time. Or a lot of them are just like, they can't bring themselves to vote for Clinton, obviously. So they're just going to sit it out. They're just going to be like, no, fuck this. I can't morally choose either of these people. And I think that's really going to hurt, Trump in the long run. You can only pander to fringe elements for so long before the moderate Republican base tries to drag you back down to reality. There aren't enough Pepe shit posters to elect you to office. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You actually need to appeal to the common man.
I can't believe that shit with Pepe either.
Oh my god, fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. It's
Pepe is so racist, yo.
I know. It's just scary. I mean, I never knew that Pepe was that racist, you know. We used to hang out. He never seemed that racist.
Man, I thought Pepe was a cool nigga till I saw him with the Klan hood on.
That's what that was? It was a Klan hood? Shit.
Very, very poorly drawn. I'm just gonna go back to ball sacks. Like, that's what's on my mind for some reason.
Yeah, mine too. I was kind of thinking about if you took the ball sack and then you stretched it and then you did a tattoo of like a person, and then if you let go, the person might look like they're aging. Does that make sense?
Oh shit! I'm trying to rationalize what makes me cringe harder: tattooing the ball sack or stretching it. How far can a ball sack stretch?
That's a question that needs to be answered. Hold on, let me find out.
Let's do this for science.
It's for a good cause. Intellectual curiosity.
Very unsafe for work.
I should get the Nightmare Fueled podcast image tattooed on my balls. Except that seems kind of disrespectful.
No, I'd see it as an act of love, honestly.
Okay. One day.
I might see it almost as an act of much obsession.
Yeah.
Like if someone sent me like, yeah, I know that happened with Leafy. Someone sent him like, I got a Leafy tattoo. It's like, what the fuck? Like, no, don't permanently mark me into your ball sack. Like, I'm not that important. I wouldn't even expect you to do that with the person you're boning. Like, so leave me out of it.
I got the name of my girlfriend tattooed on my ball sack. Oh, Jenny.
Oh, yeah, like, yeah, send me pics, and then that's what I get. Oh, lovely.
Ball sack, ball sack, ball sack, ball sack! Sorry. What's one of your favorite television shows?
Ooh, that's a good question. I really like MASH. Oh. I've watched every single fucking episode, so yeah.
That's a good one. Wasn't expecting Mash.
Yeah, no, it's classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of modern TV. I'll try to catch something every now and then, but it's kind of not for me.
Yeah. We ask the tough questions on this show.
Oh yeah.
We get down.
Oh, come on, you can do better than that. We're really learning who the man is behind the mask.
Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera?
Oh shit. That's not a fair question. You can't just because I don't really like either of them. We'll go with Britney. We'll throw Britney a bone.
Okay.
Maybe just for her bald freak out moment.
Mm-hmm. That's a good.
I can relate to that as a bald man, so it really spoke to me.
Me too. That kind of reminds me of the election.
Yeah, you need to shave the rest of that off. You need to join us and bald them.
Just go super duper bald.
There's a VIP club where all the bald guys hang out.
Yeah, I'd like to get like shiny bald, you know?
Oh yeah, you gotta wax it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I have it. It depends on the lighting, you know?
I wish there was like some kind of special head shaving device. Wait, do they wax it?
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Like rip the hair out kind of wax it? Or like wax it like you do like a car?
Yeah, like Mr. Miyagi, you need to wax on,
Okay.
wax off.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't try to wax my head that way.
Yeah, that sounds awful. Let's see. Richard Dawkins or Hitchens?
Harris or Hitchens?
Yeah, no, we'll do Harris or Hitchens. We could do 3. We could do Dawkins, Harris, or Hitchens, or we could do 2.
Very complicated. I would probably say Harris. And I don't know. I sometimes I actually do prefer Dawkins to them all, which is kind of a weird answer.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people don't think that way, but no, Richard Dawkins is the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would like to be more like Hitchens or Harris, but I think inside I'm more like Dawkins.
Yeah, I think what it is I relate to Richard Dawkins' exasperation. Mm-hmm. Like you'll like see him. There's a video of him questioning some retard, and they'll just like close up on his face and just jaw drops. His eyes kind of glass over. He's looking around the room. I feel that. Like I feel like that's kind of my spirit animal, my reaction to the world around me.
Dawkins, your spirit animal.
I'll tweet him. You're my spirit animal, dog.
I love watching the hitch slaps though on YouTube. Those are awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's a good thing we have those clips still.
Yeah.
It's nice to revisit.
One day, I'm gonna practice my hitch skills. I'm gonna learn it. It's like a verbal jujitsu martial arts, you know, to master the hitch slap. He's like the Bruce Lee of hitch slapping people.
So many hitch slaps. Hitch slaps all around.
It'd be funny to go through those videos and then add like a slap sound effect every time he did it. Whoosh!
Whack!
What's your favorite holiday?
Halloween, because of how satanic I am, obviously. Mm-hmm. My icon fits. I should just go as a skeleton for Halloween. I think that would be the best way to go about this. Mm-hmm. And if anyone asks, I could just be like, I'm Jack Skellington, but secretly, I'm apparently my icon. And that's coming up soon, so that's just dawned on me.
Yeah.
I don't actually really dress up much anymore, but maybe I'll make an exception. Maybe I'll go to a party and try to pull off the skeleton now that I'm bald. That would probably be the best way to go about it.
That would be cool. Halloween.
Yeah, I'll make sure to take all kinds of pics.
Yeah, do it. You should. Put them on Twitter. Halloween is definitely my favorite holiday as well. By far.
I like it because it's just, we don't really celebrate it for any real reason now.
Yeah.
And it's like the one day where you can dress up like a complete freak and no one cares.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool to me. And then just go like beg random strangers for food. That's awesome. Like every day should be like that.
I also, before I became atheistic, I used to be into paganism, and I learned all about Celtic paganism and the Druids, and I like Halloween because it there's no denying that it has pagan roots. It's not a Christian holiday like Christmas, even though Christmas, has its pagan origins and shit too, but Halloween is just straight up old school.
Yeah, they keep the paganism pure for sure.
Yeah.
I knew a Christian family. Father was a pastor, and every Halloween they would go out of town. They would go to the next town over and stay in a hotel.
Oh.
Because they thought Halloween was satanic, and they wanted to get away from it. Pretty crazy. Like, I can't even... Yeah, pretty intense.
Yeah. Could you imagine, like, their fear? It seems like they must have been kind of afraid,
Oh, no. They're children in costumes. The end of the world.
They're demonic.
Yeah, most of them are dressed up as, like, Iron Man, but clearly demonic.
Those are the ones to watch out for,
Oh, yeah, you don't see them coming.
Yeah. They look benign, but what's underneath that mask?
What's beneath the mask? He's the man behind the mask. 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 Random song interval.
That's fantastic.
That should be a segment.
I'm going to loop that.
That was pretty good.
No, I make that the intro, actually. That'll be... or just
oh, fucking fantastic.
Get some instruments and just make it a full-on song. Don't worry, I'll credit you.
Oh yeah. I bet people could make some pretty sick remixes with what I've said.
Yeah.
That's my next challenge. Anyone who's skilled in audio engineering, take a crack at it. It'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
All right, man. How would you like to sign off?
I don't know. Anything you want to say to promote your channel, your podcast, all that shit?
I would say just if anyone's interested, definitely check out the Nightmare Fuel podcast on Twitter or on. I'll try that again. Check out the Nightmare Fuel podcast on YouTube. We have 2 channels because of a strike, but that's all good. We do a weekly show. We watch terrible videos, and then I'll make some videos on there too. So, and if you feel so inclined, you could also follow me on Twitter, and we could interact. We could tweet at each other. That'd be awesome. But yeah, thanks, man, for having me on. This was a good time.
Yeah, thank you. This was probably one of the funnest ones I've done yet. It was just, you know, the ball sack part, you know?
It will live on in history.
God, I hope so.
I'm the manic depressive sound mechanic, soaking up your love like a dirty sponge. I don't like them, but I can pretend to have so much fun. Anti-social, lying commercial, beating on my head like a broken drum. I don't want them, but I can pretend to have so much fun. Depressive, so impressive, eating up your sound like a dirty love. Manic depressive, so impressive, sucking on your thumb like a dirty bum. Manic depressive, so impressive, eating up your sound like a dirty love.